Solana holders, there is a ridiculously big bullish pattern forming right now that, although we're not really executing on quite yet, could be absolutely ridiculously big if we do decide to execute on it here in the future. So I at minimum want you to see what it is and what you need to be on the lookout for it to execute. So with this said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, what we can see here is that we are going to be focusing in on Solana on the 4-hour time frames. Now, of course, over the last few videos, I've told you all that you need to be watching out very closely for what seems to possibly be a head and shoulders pattern forming in the micro, and that still does hold weight. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now because we've made 3 videos on it in a row, but I still do believe that you need to understand if Solana's price breaks $142 at any given point in the next few weeks, we will very likely see Solana's price pull back to $130 to $125, executing on a head and shoulders pattern. Simple as that. Nothing else needs to really be said about it. But something is now happening towards the top side at this given point, and if Solana's price does not come back down below these levels, yet it decides to continue upwards, well, things could get absolutely gnarly. Now, Tyler, what in the world is going on? Well, what I want you to focus in on is the structure of this move in which we're making right now, in which we put in this high before, of course, we continued here. When we put in this high right here, we put in this low, we put in this low, and we're seemingly, maybe, right, on track to put in another high here. Now, if you've been in the world of TA for a while, you're going to immediately recognize this as a cup and handle pattern, one of, if not the strongest bullish pattern in the world of crypto. Now, what this means is that Solana could be building up to right now a very, very ridiculously strong breakout towards the upside. Of course, in moments like this in which the general trend is downwards, then you bounce back up and create bullish structure that typically gives you a damn good chance at being able to really start to rip back towards the upside. Not only just clearing some of your previous levels of resistance like we see here, but surpassing that higher point of resistance and setting some new highs. That is a possibility. And I do want to make it clear, there is still a lot that needs to happen. I don't think that the general market itself is in the best purchasing spot right now. You know, this morning I did a live stream covering the CPI inflation report, but before that we talked about where the market was in general. And I told you that, look, I don't think this is the best time to be buying, especially from a short to midterm perspective, because many of our indicators are saying that we could easily pull back just as well as we easily could pump. And there's a lot of uncertainty around that. And so buying right now, if you're not buying for the long term, is risky. Guys, you can check out this live stream over on my second channel that we did this morning where we talked about that stuff, and that does apply to Solana too. I don't particularly think this is still the best time to be buying Solana when we just picked up some Solana under $120. But if this move does continue back up towards the upside, if we are capable of seeing Solana make a break back up towards 163, not only hitting it but clearing it and holding above it, then yeah, we could be in a spot, guys, where Solana takes off past or up to or past $200. That is very possible. Typically speaking, the breakout target of a cup and handle pattern is the depth of the cup. Now, this is going to be a little crazy, guys, but that would mean, and that would imply, that your breakout target for Solana here would be $245, which does put us equal and in line with that previous all-time high. And so because of that, although I'm not going to say that's about to happen, especially trying to say that a 4-hour pattern is going to lead us to an all-time high is a little bit nuts, I am at least paying attention to the fact that it's a possibility. And I'm knowing and understanding that that's a card that's on the table. And in moments like these where this market is uncertain, but then you see freaking huge bullish structure starting to form, maybe these are the signs and the hints that we could be entering, you know, into a different phase of the market, and maybe we're going to exit out of this little consolidatory bearish phase in which we've been in, uncertain phase in which we've been in. Maybe there is opportunity, maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe we're finally getting through this phase in which we've been in. Now, of course, again, it's no guarantees and we're not there quite yet, but it is something that you should be watching out for. And so currently speaking, although I'm not buying any Solana right now, because I mean, again, we easily could just do this and continue back towards the downside before trying to do it, I do understand that we could see this breakout, we could make this move, and I'm watching it very closely, and I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on if Solana's price can get back up towards $163, because Bitcoin itself is already starting to execute on its own cup and handle pattern. It's getting up here, so I do think that if it can continue upwards, it should drag Solana along, and we should see Solana being able to reach this, at which point the big decisions will be made. So of course I will continue to update you as this does play out. I just want to make sure that you're aware of things before anybody else notices them, anybody else sees them. It's the reason we've done so well on Solana over the last few years, and it's the reason why we're going to continue to do it. Under the circumstance in which Solana's price is capable of breaking above that $163 zone, I will be setting a stop loss around $160 to $158 while then going long on Sol, expecting that we could see some type of push up towards the upside. That would be a long trade I'm willing to take, but until then, I'm not really doing too much. So of course, again, I will continue to update you as it does play out, and if you do enjoy these Solana videos, all I ask is that you smash the like button if you're new here and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content. But with that in mind, guys, I will see you all very soon in the next one. Peace out, everybody.